the sky's the limit on that one.
Right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs Turning Nachos into Breakfast.
Awesome.
You can do it too when you learn the secrets from one of Kentucky's top chefs.
I'm going to share the secrets here.
And we're firing up the grill for salmon that's jumping with flavor.
Now you're telling another secret, right?
It's all right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs in front of a live studio audience. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. We're at our home here in Paristown, the home of Kitchen Theater. I'm Kevin Harned, along with my broadcast partner, Tim Laird. And Kevin, it's a great day to be in Kitchen Theater because our guest today is one of the most decorated chefs in town. He's a Louisville native, a Navy veteran, and a graduate from one of the top culinary schools in America, Johnson & Wales. Now, he's the head chef at Porch, which is right on the corner of 3rd and Jefferson in downtown Louisville. The menu at Porch is full of modern comfort food, like apple bacon caramel Brussels sprouts, lump crab hush puppies, that you can't beat those, and the brown butter grilled salmon. We're going to get the secrets to that today. Plus, how to make nachos for breakfast. They do it for brunch at Porch, and you'll be able to do it at home when you learn the secrets. So what do you say we get cooking? Help me say hello to Chef Shawn Broadway from Porch.
Thank you, thank you.
Hello, Chef.
Thank you.
Welcome in.
Well, thank you.
We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Beautiful location, by the way, right down there on 3rd and Jefferson. It's just a perfect place. The windows open up. You feel like you're part of it when you're just walking by.
Well, definitely.
And like appreciate you for your service, by the way.
Hey,
Navy veteran, right
Navy
here.
veteran. My pleasure and honor. My pleasure and honor.
Thank you. By the way, a rescue swimmer, right?
Exactly. Louisville native, born and raised here in Louisville. Yes, a Navy veteran, and because I was in the Navy, got to go all over the world, do some fun things, and learn some fun things with food.
Nice.
Yep.
And we asked, I think earlier, I said, so when you were in the Navy, were you serving as a cook? And you said, no, you weren't.
No, it's a funny story behind that. Okay, so in the Navy, I was a sonar technician. So as a sonar tech, you're on the ship, and your secondary responsibility is you're the #1 nozzleman in the fire party. And for anybody who's never been in the Navy, that means when the ship catches on fire, you're that first person there with the hose rushing in to get nice and hot. So I was like, I don't know if I really want to do that. So I said, well, what else can we do? I said, well, you can either be a corpsman or you can be a search and rescue swimmer. So before I could sign up for corpsman, they were like, well, you get to be the search and rescue swimmer. And that's how that happened.
Excellent.
Tim needs one of those at his house sometimes after a long weekend. You know?
I do too.
Where's Tim?
He could use a fireman too, Kevin, because I know your timer's a smoke alarm.
That's true too. What are we making today, Shawn?
Today what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take some nachos,
okay,
and we're going to actually turn it into a breakfast dish. This is one of our big sellers for brunch.
Now, we've made nachos on the show before, but Tim, never have we made them for breakfast.
This is going to be amazing. It's almost like a magician here. He's going to turn nachos into breakfast.
And who
yes.
doesn't like nachos, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. We'll follow your lead. You let us know if you need any help. How do we start?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to scramble up some eggs. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper jack cheese to that.
Okay.
What I did was when I put these eggs in, I made sure to salt them up just a little bit. And then once they start to just set.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and hit these with some pepper jack cheese to kind of bring some flavor out of them.
And that's a great secret on that, how you started to move the eggs a little bit so it doesn't get hard. Or I think a lot of times one of the problems is you tend to overcook.
Get like an omelet going.
The eggs, yeah, where then they're dry, where you can tell this is just beautiful. And that cheese is going to melt in there.
Melting just right.
And that was a pretty good dose of cheese, too.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So now I'm going to set these aside a little bit.
Oh, now what is this, Chef?
Now, what this is right here, this is our homemade queso. And we do this here at the restaurant every day. It's about 5 different types of cheeses we put in here. We're going to take some bacon because, as we all know, everything tastes a lot better once you add bacon to it.
And this is a good, I mean, look at the thickness of this, too. This is a nice.
And you get a lot of this local, too. I mean, so far we haven't had a lot of local ingredients, but bacon would be one. Some of the cheeses would be one.
Yes, it is. So I'm going to hit it with a little bit of bacon. You notice how that little bit and everything just kind of falls in just right?
And I like that you didn't crumble it. It's like good chunks.
Good chunks. And then right here I have some Italian sausage. Put a little bit of that on there like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few more chips on here.
Oh.
And the reason why I did it like that is because I want to make sure that I have enough dip for the chip.
What a great idea. Almost layering it, so to speak. That is great, Chef.
Yep. The worst thing in the world is to have too much chip and not enough dip.
Isn't that the truth?
So,
Yeah, I'm with you there.
and then what we're doing is we're going to take these eggs and pepper jack cheese, and we're going to go ahead and start kind of building from the outside in. And if you notice, I'm careful not to knock over too many chips because I want to kind of maintain some height on the dish.
Wow. Nice distribution. Wow.
Now let's go ahead and put some more flavor on this thing. We're going to hit it with a little bit more
You
cheese.
can't have enough queso.
Can't have enough queso. Cheese makes everything great.
It does. And I love the color of that. It's not like that bright orange stuff you get that comes in a
Yeah, the nacho cheese.
processed can. Yeah, this is the real homemade.
So now let's go ahead and put some flavor and some color on it. So what I have here is I have some pickled Fresnos. And we pickle these in-house, and these are actually locally grown. Put some black beans on here to bring out both flavor and color.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna hit them
mixture of
with a little
peppers.
bit of sweet peppers. Why? Why not?
I like that. Like you said, you're building up some nice color on that, Chef.
Well, there's no wrong with this. You can put what you want on it, right?
Put exactly what you want on it. Right here I have some pico de gallo, and this was fresh made this morning also. Now what I have here is I have some fresh guacamole. So we're gonna put a little bit of that right here. And then I'm gonna hit it with some sour cream. You can't have a perfect nacho without some sour cream. And there you have it,
Wow.
breakfast nachos.
A mountain of nachos, Kevin. Who wouldn't want nachos for breakfast?
The perfect breakfast right here, breakfast of champions.
Yeah, right? Well, we'll see how well you did. We've got a taster coming up in a second who will be the judge of that. But you're not finished sharing the secrets. We've got more to come.
Oh yeah, well what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some salmon. I'm gonna do that with brown butter vinaigrette. I'm gonna lay that over a bed of quinoa pilaf. So see if I can bring some flavor out of that.
Yeah, salmon fans in the audience? Yeah? We'll see how Shawn shares the secrets when we come back on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. Stay with us.
Thank you.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Woo, that looks good.
Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs is brought to you in part by Hessig and Pohl Injury Lawyers, 502-777-1111.
Llámanos, Hessig and Pohl. Si tienes un accidente, llámanos. 502-777-1111. 777-1111. 777-1111. Si tienes un accidente, llámanos. Llámanos. Si tienes un accidente, llámanos. Te ayudamos.
Make food service easier with help from Dine Company, the restaurant store. If you prep, cook, or serve food, we serve you. Shop Louisville's largest selection of new and used food equipment and smallwares in-store or online at dinecompany.com. Experience the difference our people make at Dine Company, family-owned and operated since 1982.
Everybody, and welcome back to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. We're here at Paristown, and we are at our kitchen theater. I've made my way over to the PNC Bank tasting table, and we've got a great group of folks here today. And Omar is one of them who gets to take the first taste. And Omar, ever had nachos for breakfast?
Nachos for breakfast? No.
Today's your day. I want you to go ahead and take a taste. I see you've loaded up a nacho. You've got some of the egg, the guac, some of the queso on there, even a black bean. Take a taste. Let's see how Shawn Broadway did from the Porch restaurant, where he says not just any plate of nachos, but nachos for breakfast. How did he do, Omar?
Awesome.
Awesome is what we like to hear. How did he do, everybody? He's not finished revealing his secrets. Chef Shawn Broadway from the Porch coming back with an unbelievable salmon recipe for us. We're back with more Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs after this.
Stop chasing your dog with a toothbrush. Use Pet Silver Teeth and Gum Spray, the natural solution for your pet's oral health, and funky pet breath. Get Pet Silver online at petsilver.com.
Authentic Mexican cuisine at Gustavo's with 5 locations, including one on Hurstbourne Parkway. It's food that goes way beyond burritos and tacos, with everything from sizzling fajitas to seafood. The bar is stocked with bourbon and one of the best selections of tequila in the area, and Gustavo's own Vida de Reyes Mexican lager with a hint of jalapeno. Taste and feel the authenticity at Gustavo's Mexican Grill in Crestwood, LaGrange, Prospect, Norton Commons, and now on Hurstbourne. Open every day for lunch and dinner. Gustavo's Mexican Grill.
Tim Laird back with you on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, and it's time now to head out on the cocktail tour. This time, we're in Nelson County, just down the road from the Abbey at Gethsemane, at the Log Still Distillery. This is home to Monk's Road, fine bourbons and gins, along with a great concert venue known as the Amp, which features lots of well-known national acts. There's also a fantastic event venue called the Legacy, and plenty of great drinks like this one.
All right, guys, so today I brought you a cocktail that is very near and dear to my heart, the Monk's Road Fire and Ice. 2.5 ounces of our Monk's Road wheated bourbon, straight into the glass. Freshly squeezed lemon juice. 3/4 of an ounce of our turbinado simple syrup. 1/4 of an ounce of our Worcestershire sauce, right into the glass. And for our secret ingredient, the Crystal's hot sauce. We're also going to use 1/4 of an ounce. All right, we're just going to fill this up with ice. We're going to give it a nice stir. It's going to be garnished with a dried chili pepper. And there we have it, the Monk's Road Fire and Ice. Cheers.
Cheers to you, Tara, and stick around because we have more Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs coming up.
The Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs Cocktail Tour is presented by The Amp at Log Still Distillery.
Welcome back to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Tim Laird in our kitchen theater. We're with a live studio audience in the heart of Paristown, a fantastic development just east of downtown Louisville. That's full of fun things to do, from shopping to festivals and, of course, eating, both at the cafe and in the open-air Village Market, which is a collection of independent casual restaurants and a bar, all under one roof. I'll tell you what, Kevin, I might have to check that out after the show.
Oh, we may join you, right, Shawn?
Definitely, definitely.
We were talking during the commercial break some of the things we have in common. You're a Purdue grad. I'm a
Yes.
Purdue grad.
Oh, yes.
And then all three of us had a chance to work with Dean Corbett.
Yes,
Tim and
Dino.
I on the show, and then of course you helped open
Oh,
Corbett's.
Corbett, sure did. Yep.
So that's a pretty nice feather in your cap too. That was
Oh, yeah.
that was a great restaurant, and Dean was a great friend of the show.
He was also a great mentor. You know, a lot of the restaurants you go to today and everything are Corbett's alumni, and that was all because of the efforts of Dean Corbett. Like I said, a great, amazing guy, and just a great mentor overall.
Yeah, we asked if the audience during the commercial break enjoyed the nachos. Their applause was roaring. So yes, you can applaud while we're on. That's all right.
Thank you.
And I told them you weren't finished because, Tim, we have one of your favorites.
I'll tell you what, I love this salmon, but this is salmon like I've never had before. This is a kicked up salmon. How do we start, Chef?
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to brine this.
Okay.
Now, when you come to Porch, all of our fish and chicken dishes have all been brined for at least 24 hours to go ahead and impart some flavor and to kind of enhance the natural flavor. So let's make a brine.
That's, you know what, that's awesome because I know about brining, you know, at least poultry
Yeah.
and some of that stuff, but I never thought about brining fish.
Salmon or
like
fish,
salmon. Interesting. It does the same principles, flavor, and keeps it juicy. Is that?
Keeps it juicy, holds the flavor in, and there's a couple of tricks to it. And as I put it together, I'm kind of explaining some of why what works actually works.
You're going to share the secrets.
We call them
I'm
secrets.
going to share the secrets here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with some brown sugar. And I have water boiling right here. And the reason I want my water to boil is, or to come to almost a boil, because I want that sugar to dissolve in there.
Okay.
Then I have a good amount of ground black pepper and salt. Now,
A lot of salt.
a lot of people might look and think, that is an awful large amount of salt. Well, what happens with our brine is the salt actually forces the flavor to actually go into the cells of the meat. And then the sugar actually kind of enhances the flavor we're putting it in there. Then I'm gonna go ahead and go with some red pepper flakes.
That'll give it a little kick.
And I have measured this, trust me. I got some chopped garlic I'm gonna add to it also.
Wow, that's a lot of flavor right there. Yeah.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
in, man. And that's the thing, as you said, people think that, oh, with all that salt, it's going to be really salty, but it's really not going to be salty. You're going to get flavor.
Yeah, exactly. I have some bay leaves here. Why? Because why not? Then right here I have some chopped fresh thyme. And anytime that I cook with herbs in a restaurant, I always use fresh because I want those aromats to kind of release their flavors as they get heated up. And then right here I have just a little bit of onion powder. I'm gonna add that in. And then, so now that my brine is nice and hot, I got it pretty much right where I want it, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna pour it into ice.
So again, the key to the heat is just to get it to dissolve.
Get it to dissolve.
And now we're going to cool it down because
Cool
we don't
it
want
all the way
we don't
down.
want to cook the fish right away.
Exactly. And this right here is one of the most important steps, is to go ahead and to cool it down as much as you can, give it a little stir. And the reason why, like you said, is because I want to impart the flavor, but I don't want to cook the fish when I put it in there. And also another key too is make sure you have ice and then pour the hot liquid into that. Don't put in your fish and then ice over the top of that because it won't cool it quick enough and you'll go ahead and start that fish to actually cooking. And now that this is nice and mixed up and nice and cool,
Excellent.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my salmon. I'm gonna drop these nice center cut pieces in here. And then what I would do is I would cover this up and put this in the refrigerator, and I will let nature take its course and let the flavors impart like they need to in this one.
24 hours or?
At least 24 hours
At least,
on this
okay.
one, yes.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll finish up the beautiful salmon with Chef Shawn Broadway from the Porch downtown at the Marriott on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Savor seasonal food and fine wine on Frankfort Avenue at Veronice with live jazz 7 days a week. Cocktails, dinner, and private events. Late night dining too. The place to be is at the V. Veronice on Frankfort Avenue.
Hey there, Louisville! Can't wait to see you at the Discover Boating Louisville Boat, RV, and Sports Show.
We're bringing hundreds of new boats and RVs.
The latest gear, engines, and electronics.
And fun for your entire crew.
With live music, kids' activities, seminars, and more.
There's no better place to discover boating.
January 25th through 29th at the Kentucky Exposition Center.
Discover Boating Louisville Boat, RV, and Sports Show in partnership with Progressive Insurance.
Shop boats and buy tickets at LouisvilleBoatRVShow.com.
Zucker is the free app to find great deals to local restaurants and merchants. Find coupons, join local businesses' loyalty clubs, and play games right from your mobile phone. Save 50% at local restaurants like Schlotsky's, Wing Zone, Rita's Taco Shop, and many more. Help support local businesses while you save money. Check out all the great deals on Zucker. Download Zucker and start saving big today.
XOOKER. Zucker.
Italian at its finest. Volare. Inspired cuisine by Chef Josh Moore. Intimate dining, private events, and year-round patio seating. Savor Volare. Cocktails and dinners 7 nights a week. Volare on Frankfort Avenue.
Tim Laird with you again on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. It's time now to pair up some wines for all the great food we've made on the show. Let's check in with John Johnson at the Wine Rack.
Well, this time we have 2 wines that are exceptional values from the Languedoc area of southern France. The Languedoc has long been known as a great place to find wines that over-deliver for their price point, and we'd like to share a couple of those with you this evening. The first one is a Viognier white wine from La Versant, which just means the slope, and this is a wine that's 100% Viognier. I think that this wine, which we sell for $17.99, way over delivers for that level. The wine itself is medium to full bodied. In terms of tasting notes on this, will be a lot of peach apricot, some pear notes, so what we call more stone fruit qualities. There's also a little bit of ginger spice on the finish, which makes this particular white wine a really great match for things like tuna, especially with like a chutney or even a ginger tartare, as well as anything in terms of the spicy Asian cuisine realm. So La Versant, Viognier. And the next one is our red. This is from one of our favorite importers. This is from Kermit Lynch. This is a Languedoc red that we sell for $13.99, so really amazing value. And Kermit Lynch is one of the best importers in the world. I don't think anybody would argue with that. This wine is a blend of Syrah, Grenache, Carignan, and Sanso. They make this wine by vinifying each grape separately, blending them together. They do an aging process that involves both tank and barrel. And what you get in the end is kind of a gutsy red wine, full of red berry fruit. It's got some garrigue to it, a little bit of spice, moderate on the tannins. Excellent wine to go with anything from barbecue to burgers to a classic southern French dish of cassoulet that they do down in the Languedoc. So come check out these wines from the Languedoc area of France and all the other great values that we have here throughout the store. We think you'll like what you find. Cheers.
Thanks, John, and stick around for more Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
The Wine Rack, bringing you wines, beers, spirits, and cheeses of the world for over 18 years. Local, independent, and now offering delivery from the heart of Crescent Hill and online at wineshoplouisville.com.
At Ditto's, one of the region's top chefs is preparing your next meal, like the French Quarter Pork Chop Portofino or Ditto's Chicken Marsala and Citrus Salad. Ditto's Grill. Delightful, delectable, delicious. It's gotta be Ditto's. Bardstown Road at Grinstead Drive.
Welcome back to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. We're cooking today with Shawn Broadway from Porch Kitchen and Bar in Louisville on 3rd and Jefferson Street. Yeah, and we just showed you how to make that marinade. Has anybody in the audience marinated a salmon like that before? A few folks have, but most of us have not, so we're sharing some secrets here today, which I love.
Most definitely.
Now, we have the fish marinated. During the commercial break, you had one by the magic of TV that had been in the marinade for more than a day, and there it is on the plate.
Yep.
You said rinse it off.
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason why, like I said, is because you don't want that extra salt to be on the fish itself. Okay. You want the flavor in the meat, and you're not necessarily on the meat.
Okay. And you rinsed it, and then you put a little coating of olive oil on it.
Yeah, put just a little bit of coating. Well, what I did was actually an oil blend. That's a good point. That's a really important point. Olive oil by itself has a real low flash point, so I really don't want to burn the oil and break it all the way down. So it's an olive oil blend that I put on that.
Okay, good to know.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start this skin side down. And the reason why is because I want some really, really good marks on here.
Oh, I'll tell you what. So that went flesh side down, or yeah?
Flesh side down, yep.
And then I'll tell you what. Like we're using this wonderful griddle pan, which you can get at Dine Company. I'll tell you, I use mine all the time. So you don't have to go out and get a whole big grill and make it dirty. These things work like a champ.
Yeah, and you can put them on the grill too,
right,
which is just perfect. So if you can do this outside where you're not smoking up the house.
And you can tell the color imparted a little bit of brown from that, actually your brine. So it actually, you can see the flavor before it goes on.
You really can. And what I'm doing right now is I'm actually putting just a little bit of pressure on the salmon as I'm cooking it. I'm giving it what's called a hard sear. And what that's going to do is it's going to not only give me some nice color on the flesh side of that salmon, but at the same time, it's also going to give me some really beautiful marks on it too.
All right. And it's a nice thick piece, so it takes just a little longer than maybe some of the thinner
It does.
fillets.
And one of the ways you can tell when your salmon starts to get done is, as you start to look at the side, you can actually see the cooking actually work its way up. And with this one, what I'm going to do is, because I want it to look really good, I'm going to turn it just a little bit.
The 2 and 10.
Yep.
Or 2 and 10. Or 10 and 2.
10 and
whatever
2.
you want to do. And Chef, while this is grilling up a little bit, tell us about some of the other food you have at Porch Kitchen and Bar.
Oh, well, you know, one of the things that we sell the most of every day is our fried chicken. Now, some people will say that I'm partial because I'm going to tell you it is the world's greatest fried chicken. But I am partial, and it is. Yes, it is.
When we visited you the other day, we had this shareable monkey bread. Tell us about that.
Okay, now, the shareable monkey bread is an experience in and of itself. What we do is we take it and we make a really light bread dough. And we go ahead and cut those into really small pieces, and we put them in what's like an oversized muffin tin. And then we add some garlic butter, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, a little bit of mozzarella cheese. It's incredible. And then we serve that with a homemade tomato soup with a little bit of fresh basil in it. So not only is it a shareable, but it's actually pullable and dippable, and it's an experience in and of itself.
Oh, that is fun.
Sounds amazing.
It was good, Kevin, I got to tell you.
I missed out on that trip.
Yes, you did. Well, we can always go.
Yeah, hey, come on.
Now we have two places to go after the show. Village Market and then the Porch Kitchen and Bar.
So now that this salmon is already almost done, there's a reason that I cooked it flesh side down first, because now if I want to take the skin off, I can literally slide under the skin like this.
Oh, look at you.
And I can turn it and lay it on the skin to finish cooking.
Oh, wow. Now there's a secret.
Now that is a secret.
Because that skin will still have some flavor in that with the fat on there, too. Or the oils, I should say, the really nice salmon oils.
Exactly. Now what I'm going to do to go ahead and start my plating, right here I have a little bit of quinoa pilaf. And it's basically quinoa with a little celery, onions, a little bit of chicken stock to kind of bring the flavors out of that.
Ooh, that looks good.
Yeah. Now what I'm going to do while this is still hot and I got the oil from it, I'm just going to lay some peppers and snow peas on top of here. And if you notice, I cut these snow peas at a beautiful angle so that I just want them to get a little bit of heat to them, not too much. And then right here, I have a little bit of brown butter vinaigrette. And I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna lay just a little bit, just like there, like that. And I'm gonna let that start to kind of melt its way out.
Oh, wow.
Is anybody still hungry?
That's right, Kevin, because you know what? Everybody gets a sample when they come down to Kitchen Theater.
That's the beautiful part about it. If you want to be a member of the studio audience, you got to get in early. You can see it's a packed house today. MintJulepTours.com is the place to go. They provide the audience for the show, and you can be a member of the audience by going there and checking it out. We do these all the time. It's always fun to meet all the audience members.
It's fun. We love the audience. They're wonderful. They give us good feedback and always have fun.
Yes. The question is, does the audience love the show? Good.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was glad they clapped.
And that was unsolicited. Like some of those other shows, they have the clap-o-meter. They say
applause.
Applause, applause. We don't have one. That was real natural.
And while we were doing that, you wrapped up.
Yes, and what I did was I went ahead and topped it with a little bit of peppers and just lightly roasted, some snow peas, and like I said, as you see, our brown butter vinaigrette just starts to kind of just melt off and actually cover the salmon.
Shawn Broadway, everybody.
Unbelievable.
Thank you, thank you.
From the Porch Kitchen and Bar, tell everybody how to find you.
We're on the corner of, in fact, actually the address is 280 West Jefferson, right on the corner of 3rd and Jefferson. You'll see our whole building is kind of wrapped with our Porch logo. And if you come in, just ask for me.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Exactly.
So you're always there. Tim, what a fun show.
It's a fun show. It was like, you know, here we are at Kitchen Theater on Broadway.
Exactly.
It's time for us to say goodbye. For Tim Laird, I'm Kevin Harned. We'll see you next time on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
I'm Natalie Reese, the owner of Cooking at Millie's. We bring in local chefs from restaurants all around Louisville to walk you through a 3-course meal. It's a fun evening of you making dinner, eating, and learning a few things while drinking a glass of wine. We would love for you to join us one evening. Cooking at Millie's is for everyone. You know, bring a friend, bring your significant other, bring whoever you want. Just have a great dinner and a great night out.
Make food service easier with help from Dine Company, the restaurant store. If you prep, cook, or serve food, we serve you. Shop Louisville's largest selection of new and used food equipment and smallwares in-store or online at dinecompany.com. Experience the difference our people make at Dine Company, family owned and operated since 1982.
River House Restaurant and Raw Bar, now open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week, featuring the cuisine of Chef John Veronese with a Southern-inspired menu and an emphasis on seafood with a spectacular Raw Bar. River House, right next to the Water Tower at 3015 River Road. Reservations recommended.